Yo, what up, Internet? Welcome to Bricks and Beer, Episode 7. Thank you guys for continuing watching. Cheers, everybody. Yeah, so this is Episode 7, Return of the Beer. If you haven't watched the other ones, you should probably go do that. It's kind of weird to jump in, I guess, now, but whatever. If you want to jump in now, I'm not fucking stopping you. But if you do want to watch the other ones, bam! You can click this on YouTube. This is a link. Everywhere else, just an island baseplate. Awesome baseplate though, right, guys? Like this is fucking rad. This is from the Forbidden Island or the Trap Island, the first real pirate island. This was like one of the first printed baseplates I got, and it's pretty crazy. I wish it wasn't quite a donut, but it's interesting. And the set was cool. It was like fucking early pirates was rad. So whatever, you know. Yeah. So, fucking bricks and beer, guys. Hopefully you're drinking beer. Hopefully you're drinking beer with me. And you should probably tell me what kind of beer you're drinking. Gonna talk about the beer tonight. Talk about some builds. Talk about some Lego. This one might not go as long as the other ones. But who knows? I'm kind of energetic right now for some reason. So it might go long. We'll see. So, tonight, we're going to talk about my hometown a little bit, I guess, because I'm drinking a very special beer. This is kind of one of those things where this is like a beer nerd's beer, because it only comes from one place, and it's super limited, and it's like, you know, to the region, it's unique. This is the Chronic. This is awesome. This is from Pizza Port Brewing Company. It's in Solana Beach. Which is Southern California, North San Diego area. That's where I grew up. And Pizza Port's fucking rad, man. If you have a chance, it's right on the 101. It's right next to the beach. Go there, eat some pizza. Excuse me. They have great pizza, like fucking awesome pizza, and they have great beer too. So you know they go hand in hand, like beer and Lego. You know. So yeah, I went to Pizza Port a lot. In fact, I kind of like grew up a little bit there because my family's friend owned a store that was like 2 doors down. So I spent a lot of time at Pizza Port, and it was kind of weird because I have like two experiences of Pizza Port, right? I have the younger Pizza Port, which I'll talk about, and then I have the older Pizza Port, which I'll talk about. So the younger Pizza Port, obviously I wasn't into beer because I was a kid, and you know, as you do. But I was into playing fucking video games in the back of Pizza Port, and that was rad. And they had a couple of good ones. You know, they had like all the early '90s classic video games. So the Ninja Turtles and the Tony Hawks and all that shit. I guess Tony Hawk was later. It's like I said, I've gone to Pizza Port for a long time, so some of this is gonna blur and shift. But my earliest video game memories, really like real substantial early video game memories, were Street Fighter 2, but I didn't play that there. I played that at the Boys and Girls Club. But there was a game that was way the fuck better than Street Fighter 2. I know, a bunch of people are screaming at their computers right now. Street Fighter's a great game. It's not bad. It's a fighting game. It's the fighting game, I guess. But for me, it was like, I don't know, like, the characters were never that cool. Vega was cool, Blanca was cool, but like, the Ryu and Ken shit was super boring to me, and like that's like your titular heroes of Street Fighter, right? And it's kind of whack. So what I played was on a Neo Geo, and on this Neo Geo they had a Neo Geo. For those of you not know, is an old school console game, big cabinet type game, and it's got 4 games in it. That's like the gimmick. Is like it's not just one game; it's fucking 4 games. So they had Metal Slug, the little like super deformed mini tank game. They had Bubble Bobble, the puzzle game with the little monsters that like fling bubbles up. And then some third game, which was total bullshit. And then they had fucking Samurai Shodown 2. And goddamn, Samurai Shodown 2 is awesome. So it's basically Street Fighter. But more crazy, because you have weapons, and it's like supposed to be historical in the same way that Street Fighter is supposed to be an accurate representation of MMA. Like, it's not at all. It's sort of based in Japanese samurai origins, but like they just fucking took off right away. So I used to play a lot of fucking Samurai Shodown 2, And there were other video games and stuff, but that was the one that I always remembered because it was so crazy. Like you could use all these different weapons and fucking like there was this really bad English, Japanese, fucking like just bad translations that they kept, and I guess they kept all that shit in like every single version. Talking about this actually makes me want to like go back and get fucking a real legit copy of Samurai Shodown. So you had weapons and you were ninjas and there was all the like craziness of it and there was a lot of demons. There was some like really weird characters which I'm not going to show you any of the art from the video game or anything like that. But I will do the next best thing and I'll show you some Lego. So I started drinking this beer and I promise I will show you some Lego, but let me just talk about the beer for a second. So I really like this beer just because it's a great beer, and I have all these fond memories of Pizza Port, and I was like, how the fuck am I going to tie all this shit together? Because that's kind of the goal, right? Is the Lego and the beer go hand in hand? Try to draw some sort of connective tissue between the two. And I was like, fuck it, I'm going to talk about Pizza Port. I'm going to talk about fucking Samurai Shodown. So I built some characters from Samurai Shodown. And the first one I'm going to show you is the character that I always was, for the most part. Like, I played with the other characters, like, I'd get so far, and I'd, like, die a million times, and then you'd be like, okay, gonna mix it up, play a different character. But the dude, this is the dude. This is Hanzo Hattori, the ninja. Based kind of on the classical Japanese ninja deal, but much different. Hanzo was really cool. He had the very like anime crazy scarf thing hanging off of him. It's kind of like a Spawn cape. I didn't want to build like a crazy one, but it does rotate, so you know you can get kind of more flying poses out of him. He's pretty fun. He's all based on for the most part the Mixel ball joints, the smaller ones, and then we've got the old school Exoforce big ones for the hip. And his sword fell off, which is cool. The hands don't hold the sword. I didn't really give too much thought to like posing this guy dynamically, because this guy never posed dynamically. Like he would enter the game with his arms crossed, like fucking just be like badass or whatever, and then like people would come fight him, and then he would just be like, oh, bam, and then kick some ass and shit. But it wasn't like he wasn't ever in a fucking crazy pose. He is pretty poseable though, so like there you go. Hi-ya! Empty foot. I guess I could put some spikes in there for extra ninja-ness. But he's pretty cool. He looks pretty decent. He's a little tall. He's a little lanky, I guess. I originally wanted to make these Miniland characters because I was like, that'll be the easiest way for me to talk about fucking Samurai Shodown in Lego form. Miniland, for people who do custom Miniland shit, like the actual Legoland people, mad props. Because doing Miniland stuff, it's really hard. It's really hard because you're working with like almost like minimal representation. So this is a Miniland figure, right? This is me. This is standard Miniland scale, which is 3 bricks wide. The head's always 2 bricks, and then you usually get a finger hinge or a click hinge for an arm. I have cargo shorts because I'm a dork and I wear cargo shorts all the time. This is actually a fairly accurate representation of me, which is scary because I built this like 7 years ago. Yeah, so like obviously Hanzo is a mutant giant. I was like, psh, psh. Yeah, so this was not the first one I built, but it's the closest to normal human proportions, so that's kind of why I wanted to show you this one first. Also, it's, the character I love the most, that I played the most. He was like my go-to. This guy, way fucking cooler than Ryu or Ken. Like, Ryu and Ken, their bullshit hurricane shit. This dude had a giant sword. He could pull the sword out and, like, cut you in half and shit. So way cooler. Way cooler than Street Fighter. I also, like, never was good at the combos. So, like, if you're gonna do the little kid button mash thing, Street Fighter, it's okay. The only one that's really good for that is Blanca, because he's got the electricity. That's who I always was, because I was, like, fucking just mashing buttons. But Samurai Shodown, they had, like, a really interesting button system. So it's, I think, 2 kicks and 2 punches, and then if you hold both, then it's, like, extra hard. So it was, like, a more complicated dance. I didn't really dance. I more just, like, pressed a lot of buttons. But it was easier to, like, time it and actually win the game without having to throw like stupid Hadoukens over and over and over again. Yeah, so that's kind of my early experience, right? I'll show you some more Samurai Shodown. Just give me a second. Enjoy yourself. Drink some beer. Oh, that's great. That's great. I will talk about the actual beer in a second, but let's talk some more about Samurai Shodown. So that's Hanzo Hattori, who I guess is historical. The next one is Geton Shiranui. I actually had to write these down because like my Japanese is rusty as shit and not gonna work. And I don't know who the fuck any of these characters were because I was like the ninja, the green one. So this is Geton, the green one. He's like a demon hunchback dude with this crazy claw arm that he could like throw off and scorpion it with the chain across and then pull it back. He was a really pain in the ass kind of dick character for the most part. I would play him every great once in a while, but like for the most part, I was the ninja fighting this douchebag, and he was just such a dick. Like he was like very short, so you see Hanzo here, kind of towers over him a little bit, and this is actually like game appropriate. So, man, I'm such a man child. This is the first time I've seen myself on camera like play with toys and do dumb shit like this. Well, I lied, but this is the first time I'm seeing it with these particular toys. So, Geton, he was just a bastard. Like, he had, like, a secret potion thing that he would, like, bust out and, like, blow a fucking ninja potion at you. And I gave him this tongue because he's super creepy in that, like, after he would cut you, he would kind of, like, go back to his corner and lick his giant blade arm thing. So, yeah. And he's my least favorite of the three. I'm going to show you one more. Just because he kind of came out not quite looking as like evil and round as I wanted him to. It kind of looks more like a Ninja Turtle, let's be real. But he does use Bright Light Orange, which is kind of fun. And this is the new arch from the new Speed Champion sets that I've talked about earlier. So there you go, there's some new parts. Actually, this is from the Speed Champion set. Here, I'll move his stupid claw arm. This little double arch deal, which is actually really cool. This is an awesome part. Kind of a mediocre usage in this, to be fair, but it's cool. He does have eyes, too, that are cut flex tube jammed into a headlight brick and a brick with a stud. I tried to give him kind of like one bigger eye. I tried bigger eyes, like actual printed eyes, but the Mixel eyes just end up making him look even goofier than he is. So yeah, that's Geton. I guess he's cool. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with these guys yet. Geton probably is going to live a short life. He's probably going to be vanquished soon. But you get to see him. So the last one, and I built Geton first, and then I built this next one. And I built this one because I would play this character every once in a while. And I started like researching Samurai Shodown when I started thinking about this, and like looking at the artwork and the characters and all that shit. And I would play this guy every once in a while, and I kind of remember him being a little goofy in the game. This one came out way better than the other two. So this dude is Kyoshiro Senryu. And he's like a kabuki warrior. He's kind of a clown. He's in this crazy pose, because in the game he would pose like this and kind of hop up and down on his one foot, waiting for you to fuck up so he could cut you in half with his naginata. So he's got some sort of limited articulation here. He's got the hair. I really like the hands. The claw hands came out pretty good, especially for it sort of like trying to be, like low-res pixel art. He's got good proportions and sort of chunky. The hair could be a little crazier on the top, but, whatever. So in comparison, here is Kyoshiro. And here's Geton. So, see, Geton's a little smaller. But then here he is in comparison to Hanzo. And this looks about right. This is like a nice scale. These guys could definitely square off. Yeah, so Samurai Shodown. This guy's kind of funny to me because this is probably the one I'll keep together. He's very Inuyasha-ish, in my opinion. He's got the big pants, which are great. He's actually like kind of posable, but I really built him to be specifically in this one pose, and you can actually like balance him on this foot, which is probably not going to work well live on camera. I probably am not going to have ninja skills right now. That's close enough. We'll keep that secret ninja power for later. So Samurai Shodown. So yeah, I spent a lot of time in fucking Pizza Port as a kid, and one of the things I really, really remember, like vividly fucking remember about Pizza Port, is the smell. And the reason why is because they make great pizza, but then they also brew beer there. And it's a really small place, so I'm really surprised that they could brew the beer there. The original one is in Solana Beach. There is another one in Carlsbad, which is actually where they make this beer now. But in Solana Beach, they have like a basement that they just like opened up and stuck tanks in, and that was right next to the little arcade back place. So the whole time I'm playing Samurai Shodown, I'm smelling this very interesting beer smell, which as a little kid, not into. Not the greatest. Kind of smelled like wet mops to me. It was not a pleasant experience. I don't know why I feel so compelled to hold this, and gravity's telling me to stop. So I'm going to put this down for a second. So I would play these video games and smell this beer, and I realized like later in life now, that like my parents and their friends were really enjoying the beer the whole time we were there, which is great, fucking that's probably what my maybe future children will get to experience. So nowadays I go to Pizza Port, and they are still awesome, and they make amazing beer, and that smell is delicious to me. So this beer is the Chronic. This is their amber ale. You can tell it says amber. There's a ridiculous thing of text that I can't read. Oh, kind of. Established in 1987 in Solana Beach. This is kind of my hometown. It's a hometown beer. They make a really awesome IPA that you might be able to find in some bars near you if you go to like beer nerd bars. It's called Swami's IPA. Places that are like really into IPAs will have it. Up here in LA, there's a place in Burbank called Tony's Darts Away that actually has the Swami's. And Swami's is a beach, like in Cardiff, which is also where I grew up. I grew up in that whole North County area. So it's cool. It's like, my hometown beer, I guess, in a way. And in particular, like, it's like, I feel even stronger about it because it's like I was there when there was only one Pizza Port, and fucking grew up around the smell, and now I drink the delicious beer. So, fucking go get some beer, and hopefully it's from your hometown. If you have an awesome hometown beer, tell me. So yeah, I got one other thing to talk about that's some original content, and then I'll talk about some official Lego. I got some new shit that you guys might be interested in, and then we'll probably get out of here. So the build I want to show you, I kind of want to talk about some official Lego before I do that. So y'all know I love the small sets. The small sets are great. That whole world thing, the whole X-Pod thing, like traveling, right? Mixels. Mixels are kind of all of that, all wrapped in one. You don't get like a travel container, but you get amazing parts. You get a cool little character. It's fucking $5 or whatever. And it's small, and it's cheap. They're great. If you're stuck in a hotel room, go buy some Mixels. Best bang for your buck, you'll get the best parts. So let's talk the history of the Mixels, just for like a minute or two, because I feel like the Mixels are a weird thing. So like the Mixels dropped, I was all about it. They had all these new parts. They had new teeth parts, new eyeball parts, the new ball joint part, which was amazing. And the first wave was red, yellow, and the gray dudes, right? So there's like I guess technically they're the Infernites, the Electroids, and the Kragsters, which is fire, electricity, and rock. Kind of, like elemental kind of shit. They're kind of like little Pokemon. If you get all three, you can combine them officially to make a bigger one, which I love that whole concept, right? It's like, get some Lego, build your little creature, you can combine it with other creatures, and you can make, whatever. It's like actively encouraging you to build other shit. So, Wave 2 drops. It's the blue dudes, the brown dudes, and the orange dudes. So you got the Frosticons, which is like the ice dudes. Makes total sense. Little ice Pokemon guys, like Elemental. You got the Fang Gang, which is the brown dudes, who are more like Earth. So I'm like, oh, cool. And then you got the orange dudes, the Flexors. And the orange juice, this is kind of where like Lego, I'm like following it, right? Yeah, like cool, Earth, Wind, Fire, mustache. Not really sure why the mustache. I guess it's comical. So yeah, so that's the first two waves, right? Now I'm going to show you something I built, and it incorporates all of those. This is my Mixel combiner. He was on display at Bricks LA. The kids tripped out about this a little bit, which was kind of nice, because like, I think one of the things with conventions and the public and audiences is they like seeing a bunch of shit and being able to like identify variants and be like, oh, I know what that context is. I know what that context is. I think that's why people have a hard time when you're like, no, this is Space Vietnam and not Avatar. So anyway, back to Mixels and my Mixel combiner. He actually is, you know, the 6 different little monsters that combine together. There's some superfluous parts. The thigh pieces here are parts forming. And the feet on this dude is parts forming. I could leave this dude's foot on, but it looks kind of silly when he's an individual Mixel. But they combine into their Megazord, Voltron, Mixel combiner. It's like, see my mustache. It's so spiky. This guy's actually kind of an official Mixel, but he's obviously changed quite a bit. So I built this, I don't know, like a year ago to fight QB. This was my like final thing for QB, because our part was the Mixel ball joints. So I'll kind of fuck around with this a little bit on camera and tell you about my love of Mixels and hopefully not break shit all over the place. Shit's way harder to do on camera than you guys realize. I watch some YouTube shit and I'm always like, why are you dropping shit all over the place? And then I did it and I was like, oh, that's why. Because it's hard to do this shit. Sometimes. Sometimes you're just a guy on the internet. So anyway, this is the little, you know, electrical dude. He's an electroid. He's a little quadruped monster guy. So he's like, hey guys, what's up? He's got his little lightning mane, which is kind of cute. And he's got a little tail butt thing. So I kind of envision him as more like, you know, little insect dude. So that's that arm. This arm is obviously the fire dude. Kind of same principle. Breaking parts of it, which is wonderful. He's also a little quadruped. His construction's a little bit different. I wanted there to be quite a bit of variety in these guys. So, there you go. Oh god, I'm an asshole. So, aside, ninjas, Samurai Shodown. I took some photos. Bam. There's a link. This dude also has a bunch of photos, which are much nicer than Samurai Shodown. And bam, there's a link. So you can click on that. So you get right arm, or red arm, yellow arm dudes. And then you got this dude. And I could have designed this to parts form a little smoother, but this was a long time ago, and it's kind of amazing this is still together. So you guys get what you get. If you've made it this far, this episode is kind of moving quick, I suppose. And it's all good, you know. Thank you for hanging out. So this dude's the Frosticon dude. He's essentially a torso with legs. The Frosticons, man. So Frosticons have this part, and I'll actually pull this out so you guys can see this. It's a Ninjago part, I think. But this is fucking rad. So I was the most stoked. At like this point in the Mixels game, the Wave 2, these guys were my favorite. Because they had the minifig helmet eyes, which are great. You can make a great big pen dude with that piece. And they had, you know, the Halo blade kind of parts. And just cool colors. Like I like this trans color, and it's a great color palette. It works really well. So this is where shit's gonna start breaking hardcore, and this might get a little awkward. Hey, there we go. All right. So the flexor dude, the mustache dude, is this little squiddy guy. Let's see, he's like, "Arr." I do like that I kept the mouth, and I reinforced this so it can bear the weight of the torso. So he has kind of like a reverse ab crunch, which I like the idea of, like, you fight a giant monster combiner and the middle section of it just starts like trying to eat you. So, you know, flexors. Flexors are weird, but he's appropriately weird for staying in the theme. I do want to build some like fully wholly original Mixels. Some of these are wholly original, but some of them are obvious, you know, homages to the official stuff, just to keep it sort of in that thematic line. So the Kragster dude here, who had a part fall off of him, which is unfortunate. Oh, here we go. So the Kragster dude is kind of funny. He's a little rock monster. He's kind of a homage to the official Kragster set. So see, I took his giant foot off, so now he can have his little teeny feet. And the original one only has 2 eyes, and this guy has 4 eyes. I kind of wanted each of these guys to be like the set, but powered up, like Dragon Ball Z kind of deal, meets Voltron, meets Giant Mixel Orgy. And then the last dude from the Mixel Combiner is the Fang Gang dude, who's kind of cool. He's kind of weird too, because I wanted to incorporate the foot into all of them. The Kragster one I just needed the stability, so this guy kind of walks around on these little 3-legged tiptoes, I guess. See, he's got his 4th leg back here, or his tail, or whatever you want to call it. Maybe he's, you know, weird. He walks around like this. So yeah, so he's pretty cool. He sticks to the original palette, which is great. So yeah, fucking Mixel Combiner, they're fun. Mixels are great. Like, look at these parts. Like, the variety of eyeballs we got in the first 2 waves of Mixels. Pretty fucking amazing, right? And you got all these new parts. Like, each one of these is like a great, great parts pack. Then, you know, the game moves on. Lego evolves. They do, waves 3 and 4, which I'm not going to show you any of those, but I'll talk about them a little bit because I want to talk about the theme of the Mixels. So, wave 3 is the green dudes, the tan dudes, and the purple dudes. And the green dudes are called the glorps. They're basically the boogers. They're kind of cool. They're lime green. I can try to find the booger piece, but fuck it. You guys can look it up. You know what wave. You know what? Fuck it. Bam. There's a link to the booger piece. We'll put the link over there. So yeah, they're the booger dudes, and then the tan dudes are the spikles, which are kind of like the Fang Gang and the Kragsters kind of combined. Like, they're tan, grabby claw dudes. I guess the claw is the theme. So if we go through it, you know, you got like fire, electricity, rock, ice, earth, mustache, boogers, claw. And then the purple dudes. And the purple dudes are the whiz-tastics, so they're like the magical ones. Which is weird, right? Weird? Yes. Then you got Wave 4. Wave 4 is in stores now. You can probably still find it. There's the white dudes, which, here's where it kind of like throws out. So the rest of them I can identify by color. Super easy. Now they kind of go off that main color palette. Like, there's still a color palette, but they're mixing it up. They're putting more and more in. So the white dudes are the Orbitrons, the space dudes. They've got clear smoke cockpits, very obviously like weird little aliens in spacesuits. And then you got the Infernites 2, so the fire dudes are back. So by the 4th wave, they've already gone like, hey, let's not make new ones, let's just continue the Infernites. And I get the fire ones are cool, but do we really need more? I guess red is a common color, it's easy. It was probably easier for the designers to fight for Infernites 2, or maybe they were like, you know what, I really have this awesome idea for fucking Mixels in space. And they were like, well, that's going to cost a little bit. What's the budget like? Because Mixels, we only have a set budget. And they're like, you know what? Fuck it. We do the fire ones, and then we'll do the space ones. That's how we do it. So then the other ones are the glow keys. And I got a little bit of beef with the glow keys. So I bought all of Wave 1, all of Wave 2, a few of Wave 3, and then I bought one each of the Wave 4 teams. So I didn't buy all 9, I only bought 3. So I bought one of the Orbitrons, the one with the double-sided face that spins around. His name is Nerpnot, which is great. And then the red one with the eyes, the plunger eyes, because I wanted the plunger pieces. And then I bought one Glowkey, and the Glowkey I bought had the cool like Chima Batwing things. I'm doing a lot of weird shit with my hands tonight. And the weird thing about Wave 4, so the first 3 waves, the packaging is really easy to discern what the colors are and like what's in the bag. Wave 4, they start adding a lot more like backgrounds and stuff to the packaging. And the Glowkeys have all this like Photoshop effect, and they have some glow-in-the-dark parts, and then some mint parts. But the mint parts look glow-in-the-dark on the package, as does some of the other fucking colors. So I got this Glowkey dude with the little bat wings on his head. And I thought he was going to have glow-in-the-dark toes, and he didn't. He had little mint toes, and I was like, what the fuck, Lego? So all of that is the history of Mixels to now. And now there's Wave 5. And this brings me to something I can actually show you guys, so you don't have to just keep looking at me. I bought some of Wave 5. Wave 5 is the blue dudes, the Frosticon 2. Not going to hate on that. I love the Frosticons the first time around. I'd way rather get Frosticons 2 than any of the other ones. But I am kind of disappointed. Again, like, what the fuck, Lego? Like, make some Maersk Blue Mixels or something. I don't know. Pink ones. Why aren't there pink ones? Or fucking any of the other colors. Like, let's get some olive green Mixels. Fuck yeah. And then there are the Jinky Clinkers, which are the, like, steampunky gear kind of driven dudes. Okay, that's cool. And then the last one is the Lixers. So, I got Krog. This is Krog. He's a member of the Frosticon 2. You get 3 of the Halo Blades. And you get these robot arms. And this is the really crazy, like, Friends medium azure color, which is amazing. I didn't expect this. I just went in because I knew I'd get some blades, and I kind of like the look of this dude. All the Mixels are brilliantly engineered. Like, this little ball joint back here gives him so much personality. Like, I feel like this is the kind of dude that could eat you. And like, he's just, you could tell he's just rambunctious and crazy and weird. I mean, they just have great personality. My original plan when I bought the Mixels was I was just gonna like put them all on a shelf and just have like a wall of Mixels, and then immediately I poach them for parts because that's what I do. But I do like the idea of buying every single fucking one of these guys and catching them all like little Pokemon, because they are basically little Lego Pokemon, right? So, I bought this dude. I might buy the other Frosticon 2s. I don't know. We'll see. This color's great. I did buy one of the Jinky Clinkers. This is Gear. Creative name, I know. He's got the awesome exhaust pipe arms, which I have some of these parts, but I couldn't help myself. Like, he's too fun, and those parts are too cool, and he also has great Mixel ball joints, which are awesome. Like, let's just talk about these joints for a second. This is one of those game-changing things that LEGO has done. There's, I think, 4 different variations of this. There's the male, female, the double, the gray, female, and then if you count all the tow bar parts, like, there's a billion combinations of this that have already come out super quick. And they're super useful. Like, they're super articulated. This is one of those things I've wanted forever, was like smaller ball joints. Now, they're Lego ball joints, so there's some limitation in how they can work and how they articulate and stuff. But like, dude, they're rad. These are fucking rad. Mixels are awesome. Mixel ball joints are rad. So, this brings me to the last dude. This is Turk. And this is where, so like, let's run through this again, right? Fire, electricity, rock, ice, Earth, mustache, boogers, claws, magical purple dudes, space dudes, fire again, glow-in-the-dark batwing dudes, ice dudes again, steampunk guys, and then my favorite, and I haven't bought all three of these guys, but I'm going to, just because they're awesome, the Elixers. Their continuing thematic trait, what separates them from the rest of the Mixels, is the tongue. They lick you with their tongues, which is kind of disturbing. Like, this one is kind of disturbing, but amazing. Yeah, so this is Turk, and apparently Turk is a little controversial. So, I didn't know about this until like yesterday when I somehow stumbled across this fact. Lego changed the description for Turk. So Turk used to say something about being a back of the bus window licker, and I guess people got offended because that's like a old school term for retarded people or mentally challenged people, kind of like mongoloid. But like window licker makes me think of an Aphex Twin album, and back of the bus window licker, I think it's appropriate. Look at this thing's fucking tongue. So this set's rad beyond its crazy fucking tongue, because this set is, and you can't tell on the camera, but like Geton, who went over here, most of these parts are bright light orange, which is rad. You get the slopes, you get some cheese slopes, you get some regular slopes. You also get this cool plate. But the coolest of all is you get the 1x2 slopes and this new sexy double, I guess this is the male? Female? I'm not sure how you would call the clips. But it's double-sided, and it's brand new, and you get two of them. So, and look at that fucking hot window-licking action. Yeah, lick that back of the bus window. I'm so offensive to so many people right now. So yeah, that's the new Mixels. You guys should go get them. Especially get Turk. Just get Turk to support shit like window licking. Whatever the fuck that means. So yeah. Pixels, I guess, yeah. Video game. Pixels. And Mixels. Yeah, maybe. So, that's episode 7. Before I get out of here, I do kind of want to rant about one thing. I saw Jurassic World. It's a great fucking movie. It's the ultimate popcorn movie. Everything, you know every beat of that movie as it's coming. And it's great. But I'm a little pissed at Lego, because I've talked about this spitter, right? This is one of the, I don't know, 7 Jurassic World sets that are out. This goddamn dinosaur, spoilers, if you don't want the movie to not be spoiled at all, this is meaningless at all, not in the fucking movie at all. There's a hologram for 2 seconds, not in the fucking movie. Now, I'm not saying I don't want a Lego spitter. Let's not get that twisted. But I want the fucking dinosaurs there in the movie. And you know what? It's not that I don't want this. More so than I want the dinosaurs in the movie. What I'm pissed about is there's a void in my Lego dinosaur collection. So, of the new school, the new articulated, cool dinosaurs, it's like the little Compy, the Raptor, the T-Rex, all bipeds. Flying one, Triceratops, quadruped. Only quadruped. In Jurassic World, there are Stegosauruses, Ankylosaurus, Brontosauruses, fucking all kinds of shit. And all 3 of those dinosaurs I just mentioned, I would love to have. In fact, the Stegosaurus, that's a big fucking hole, right? Like the old Lego dinosaurs, they had fucking Stegosaurus. Instead, you get a raptor with a retooled head to look like a spitter. That's not even in the fucking movie. Like, god damn it, Lego. So yeah, Jurassic World. It's great. Go see it. Don't buy this set if you think this is in the movie and that this is going to mean anything. Like, if you're a parent and you're going to buy a thing for your kid and you don't know anything about Lego, you're definitely not watching this. But if you were, by some reason, you clicked on a wrong link, like let's say you thought this was a masonry podcast or something, and you were like, oh, he's going to talk about Lego, and he's going to talk about Jurassic World. Don't buy this set for your kid, because your kid will have no fucking reference for what this is unless he's seen the original Jurassic World, Jurassic Park. Wow, that's odd. And Nedry's an asshole, and he gets eaten by the spitter, which is fucking amazing. So I'm not hating on this, but I'm hating on the fact that this took the slot of a goddamn ankylosaur, or a goddamn stegosaurus. Where's my fucking brontosaurus, guys? I've seen the Jurassic World video game art. They show brontosauruses, and I look at that shit, and I'm like, they're never gonna fucking do that. And, okay, real spoilers. I want the set with the big underwater thing. Just give me the head and the flippers and the tail. You can brick build the rest or make it a dewback or whatever the fuck you want to do. But I want a big monster head that's awesome. That's like 2 parts that I can eat a great white shark with. That way better than this. So there's that. 2 quick shout outs. Shout out to the homie Morrow. I arrived at home the other day and got this in the mail, which you guys probably can't see for shit. What this is, oh yeah, that glare is awesome. This is a Lego ruler. Look at how fucking mathematical and sexy that is. It's got plates, it's got studs, it's got half stud offsets, it's got all kinds of math. Dude, prototype number 1, super useful. You gotta get a thicker stock, homie. Should have told you that in private. It's alright, I know it's a prototype. I'm still gonna use the fuck out of this because I hate Lego math. I do it, but I'm not skilled at it. It's not something I enjoy. Oh, and Mixels. Other thing. While I'm bitching about shit, and you guys are just listening to me rant about shit, the Nixels, the bad guys, right? These little homies. Dude, we're on wave fucking 5 now. Give me more than 2 of these faces. There's gotta be a 3rd one. Or a 4th one. Really, there should be a wave-specific Nixel with a unique face print. Every single one of these. I've never seen the show. I don't intend on watching the show because I love the world of the Mixels, and I've heard the show is god fucking awful, so I'm not gonna watch it. I'm gonna keep it like the hot girl over there that you don't talk to because you don't want to ruin the fantasy. Same deal. So Lego, get your ass in gear. Give me a goddamn Stegosaurus, and give me some more printed Mixel faces. Yeah. Fuck, that kind of got a little aggressive at the end there, guys. Sorry. So yeah, that's episode 7. There'll be more. Continue drinking your beer, ladies and gentlemen. So, like Pixels and Mixels, pizza and beer, bricks and beer, go build some shit. Tell me what you're building. And click the links and stuff, and go watch the other ones. I don't know when I'll do the next one. Who knows? Peace out.